Hi guys, welcome back to the Sicilian Revival. My name is Chris, aka Big Will, and today we have a homely game against Giugliano, and we follow it up with a game away against Potenza. Since we were last with us, form has been a little bit hit and miss. Obviously, we had those two defeats in the last episode, but a 3-2 win away against Brindisi. We were 2-0 down. We pulled the goal back just after the hour mark through Thomas Burdick, and then Zuno and Demalso with late goals got us a victory. We drew 0-0 at home against Sorrento, but we then turned up against Latino with a 4-0 victory and then a 2-0 draw away against Virtus Francavilla. And again, we've just started to find a bit of a rhythm. I'm hoping it will continue today. We've not seen too many wins within episodes. It has been very hard to come by, hasn't it? Especially in the last two episodes. We had two defeats last time, and we had two defeats the time before that. So going into today, we need some results. In relation to transfers, it's been a very quiet transfer window, if truth be told. Marco Ferenz was unhappy at the club. We weren't playing him often enough, really, and despite his quality in central midfield, we decided to sell him to Ancona for £12,500. And despite my best efforts, we couldn't get a striker in, but we have signed a new right back, Tony Gorapek, a Croatian former under-21 international. He signed on 2 grand a week. He's on quite a high wage, but he does have the quality, and he's already had a really good start for us, getting a goal and an assist in his first 3 games for the club. He's got very good physical attributes, good amount of pace, good crossing ability, and his defensive attributes are pretty decent as well. He's a good work, really good work rate, fairly determined character, and he certainly seems to have helped things already in that position. And from that, Damiano Leo, we decided to let go on a free transfer to Rimini. He was playing regularly, but again, in relation to quality, he did perform quite badly on numerous occasions. So going into today, we're hoping for a good result. Giuliano, I think, are above us in the league, I think I saw. Yeah, so they're sat in third place at the moment. We're currently sat in sixth place on 38 points. We're completely safe, in my opinion. We're not going to get dragged into a relegation battle, but the fact that we are where we are is showing very good signs for the future, that is for sure. We're performing way above expectations. I'm not expecting us to be in a promotion fight this year, but if we can continue with this kind of form, build a little bit of momentum going into next season, we can completely reassemble part of the squad as well, because a number of these players will be leaving. It's unfortunate, but it is what it is. A lot of them aren't playing regularly, so it is the logical thing to do. The ones that aren't playing, we get rid of, and then we rebuild from there. Um, Going into today's game, it's pretty much the usual starting lineup. Apart from Plessia is getting a knock in front of goal today. He's really struggled for form, but we're giving him another chance. Franco has come into the central midfield. He's actually got a contract that finishes next season, so we're giving him a little bit more game time. He was transfer listed for a little while, but we're just giving him an opportunity, largely because Friseni is currently out injured. Here is Gorapek into Rosafio. Good interception from Gorapek there as well. Rosafio coming down that right hand side, plays it into the penalty area. Plessia turns and finishes it superbly. His goal drought is finally over, and it's a really good finish from Plessia, and that will do his confidence a world of good. 18 and a half minutes gone, a very well worked goal. Gorapek making that interception, finding Rosafio, played it in, and Plessia very calmly on the swivel. I think the fact that he didn't have too much time to think about it certainly helped there. He just turned, hit it first time, and we find ourselves in front here. And Giugliano, to be fair to them, have been the better side. 4 attempts at goal with 2 on target. We're holding the majority of possession, and we are trying to create chances, but for the time being, it remains relatively even. We are growing into the game, though. I just hope that it continues. Here is Tepsic into Pacquiadi. Also, with the injuries that we've had in central midfield, Tepsic seems to have done well into stepping up into that holding midfield role. Pacquiadi still playing um, reasonably well in at centre back, but he is still trying to earn that new contract as well. So he has got a point to prove with his selection. Here is Vaca Jr. back to Pacquiadi again. Got support on this left-hand side, and he just about finds Grimeland, and that's a great pass forward to Ragusa. Gets it into the penalty area, and Plessia was there, and Plessia, with his second goal of the game, all of a sudden seems to have found his scoring boots. Really good stuff from him. And again, it was a great first-time pass from Grimeland. The youngster really has settled into the side, and he is making a lot of improvement to his game at the moment. And Plessia just glancing it. I think by the looks of the angle of that, it was off the back of his head. But it doesn't matter. It's gone in. 2 goals for him. And despite our best efforts in finding a goal scorer in the transfer window, it's not come to fruition. But all of a sudden, Plessia looks like he might be making a bid to step up into this first team. Here is Rondinella back to Mena. Now Maselli plays it out wide to Ovisak, who scored a couple of goals against us in the previous game between the two sides. That's a good switch of play, and Salvamini just holding on to it, looking to cut inside. Maselli just gets there, finds Diop, who strikes from distance, and it was only just over. And I think, to be fair, he caught Eduardo Sarri out of a little bit of contention there. It remains 2-0 though. And as we head toward the hour mark, chances still relatively even. Giugliano have actually had double the amount of attempts that we've had on goal. Both sides with the 4 shots on target. In fact, Giugliano have just had their 5th on target. So we're just trying to hold on a little bit at the moment. 20 minutes to go. We are going to make a couple of changes, I think. We're just slightly starting to struggle fitness-wise. Pacquiao's had a decent game today. We're going to move Tepsic back into centre-back. And we're going to get Fumagalli on into the holding midfield role. Got to give these youngsters some game time at some point. Burdick is just carrying a knock. He's going to return to full fitness in 5 days, so I don't think we'll risk him today. To be fair, I think we'll just make that one substitution for the time being. Tepsic hasn't had the best of games in that holding midfield role. I think he certainly suits being a centre-back a little bit more. We're going to get Francisco Giunta on as well. Give him an opportunity. He's had very little football, to be quite honest. And he's not of the required quality, if I'm being truthful. We've already agreed to let him go at the end of the season. And unfortunately, we've now got an injury to Plessia. So we're going to get Marco Zuno on for him. And Mauso is going to come on as well for Rosafio, who is just struggling for fitness a bit there. And with one substitute remaining, we're looking pretty good for a victory here. And again, we'll just jump in and make that last substitution. We'll probably take Grimeland off here, get Ortiz on to just hold the fort on that left-hand side. And in the end, I think we've deserved the win if we can hold on to it. Yabre with a delivery to the far post, and Diop was there, and it's gone just wide. Very unlucky from their point of view, but from our point of view, this is a very good 3 points. And here is Zuno, back to Ragusa, who's struggling for fitness himself now. 33 years of age, I think he is, Ragusa now. He really is starting to struggle with the pace of our game. Giunta into Ortiz. Plays it into Ragusa, swings it in, and Amauso was there at the far post, and that is a very well-worked goal, if truth be told. Ragusa swinging it into that far post, and Amauso winning the header. And again, we just seem to be starting to find our rhythm. That signing at right back certainly seems to have settled things a little bit. It is something that we've been looking at for a while, and having brought in the 30-year-old Goropek, I think has certainly worked out very well for us. But a 3-0 victory here against a side that we're pushing as hard as possible to fight for that promotion spot. That is a very good result from our point of view. And at 3-0, that pushes us up to 4th place. And we're not too far behind them now, if truth be told. Yes, all the teams around us have got games in hand as well. Avellino and Casatana could both go above us. Incidentally, to be fair, if Taranto get a big win, they could also go above us. It's all very, very tightly congested here at the moment. Benevento and Crotone are going to be the 2 teams to chase. There's no doubt about it. But I'm more than happy just finishing in this top 10. I'm not chasing promotion this first season. That was never the plan. But we are certainly giving good account of ourselves. Unfortunately, despite Plessi's 2 goals, he's going to be injured and out for around 4 weeks, which is a bit of a shame, really, after them 2 goals. But we must build and carry on from there. So we've got a week to go until the next match. So bear with me, and we'll come back for that game, and hopefully the good form will continue. Okay then guys, here we go for the game away against Potenza. They're currently sat down in 11th place, but they are within touching distance. They're only 8 points behind us, and as I mentioned before, it's all very congested in that mid-table area. We need to start opening the gap up really. We've got a 17-point gap to that relegation playoff. I'm not too concerned about that. But if we get a run of defeats, there is every chance that we could drop down into this middle section, and then we will be looking over our shoulder a little bit. In relation to other fixtures, top of the league, Crotona away against Latina, who are near the bottom. Monopoli are playing Tourists, so that's a big game near the bottom of the table as well. Ideally, a win for Monopoli would do as well in that one. So there's some big games happening. I mean, Brindisi at home against Foggia. Foggia are in 8th place. If Brindisi can get anything out of that game, that would be fantastic from our point of view, especially if we can win our game. So it's all to play for. There's a lot of teams fighting it out for different things at the moment. The one change to the starting lineup is Zuno is back in the side up front, largely because of that injury to Plesia. But other than that, same starting lineup as the one that beat Giugliano by 3 goals to 0. And again, performance-wise, probably one of the better performances we've had, and it just shows what we are capable of. But again, just occasionally, a little bit of consistency just lacks. Potenza seem to be winning every other game at the moment, and they are due for a win in this one. So hopefully it will not happen. But just keep tabs on it and play as best we can. But at the moment, Potenza dominating in the way of possession. We've had the first attempt at goal of the match. It was off target, and nothing really happening particularly quickly here in relation to highlights as we get near the half an hour mark. Potenza have had an attempt at goal on target. Again, nothing worthy of note, and it looks like it's going to be quite a boring first half as things stand. Tony Gorapek is struggling a little bit already. He did have a bit of a sniffle. He had a bit of a cold recently, so he is struggling a little bit fitness wise. And Rosafio there with an effort. Gorapek playing it into him, and he should have hit the target there. Really, Rosafio. It was a well worked move, but again, just lacking that finishing touch at the end of that one. 0-0 at half time. It's not been the best of games. Arguably, we are the better side. 5 attempts at goal with just the one shot on target, though. Potenza with the one attempt at goal, which was also on target. Here is Gorapek switching it to the far post. Ragusa did really well to direct the header back across goal, but he couldn't keep it down, and Kukietti was untested. Grimeland, unfortunately, has taken a knock at left back as well, so it could be a double change for us at fullback if things continue the way they are. Manetta into Rosafio. Back to Manetta. Now Gorapek just coming down this right hand side. He's got a bit of room to get into. If he can find a cross, that would be amazing. And in it comes to Ragusa at the back post. Armini doing really well to clear. He's come out to the left back Grimeland, who finds Zuno in the penalty area. I'm not too sure if the cross was mishit. He seemed to hit it pretty hard. It doesn't matter. It fell for Zuno anyway. And Grimeland gets the assist. It was a pretty good delivery in that from Gorapek. Really good clearance from Armini. But Grimeland picked it up, smacked it across, and there was Zuno with the finish. He's certainly ended up being a decent goal scorer for us, Zuno, but we need a proper out-and-out striker. And I think that is the one thing we have missed this year. I think we would be doing, potentially, challenging for that top spot if we had an out-and-out goal scorer. Here is Manetta into Gorapek. Just holds on to it, cuts inside. He's still going here, Gorapek. He really has given us a lot of positivity in our play on this right-hand side. Rosafio plays it back to him, finds Franco. Again back into Gorapek. Coming down this right-hand side again. Can he get another crossing? Good pressure from Bergio, who ended up winning it and clearing. Gorapek just about losing out to pace there. Sciattarella into Hristov. They're just trying to build from the back here, Potenza. We've got to be a little bit wary. Sciattarella looking out wide for Spaltro. That's a really good pass, and Spaltro's got a little bit of space to work into. And now Asensio in behind the defenders, and Asensio scores his 6th goal of the season. It was a very good counter-attack from Potenza, and unfortunately, Grimeland probably at fault there. He didn't pick up on the run, and I think his injury may have played a part in that. We are going to make those changes now, and we'll get Ortiz on at left back. And we'll get Giuseppe Salvo on at right back. Gurapek's had a decent game overall, really. But again, we don't want to risk any more fitness concerns. And in terms of the wingers, we've been a little bit poor overall. Imauso can come on that right-hand side. And we'll just leave it at that for now. That's 3 changes that we've made straight up there. The 2 wing-backs and our right winger in Imauso. And we'll just drop a bit of encouragement to the team. And hopefully we can find a way to regain our lead. Here is Manetta into Tepsic. Now Pacchiardi. Into Ortici. Just holds on to it, trying to move it down this left-hand side. Gets past his man, but it's a poor pass, and Armini picks it up. Finds Spaltro again. And Potenza looking at putting the pressure on here. Spaltro into Caterano, and we weren't quick enough to make that challenge. Manetta couldn't get there, and now Pace coming down this left-hand side. And a potential opportunity for Potenza. And Emauso, I thought, won the ball there, but a penalty has been given, and we could end up going behind here. Eduardo Sarri against Asensio, and Asensio converts the penalty with relative ease. 2 goals for him, a 7th of the season. And once again, despite a good run of form, we're heading for defeat in an episode. We're going to demand more, and we're going to pause there for a moment as well. We are going to make a couple of changes. Tepsic is pretty much shattered now. He can come off. Civaleri is going to come on for a very rare appearance in central midfield as well. Just get us a bit of extra energy in the centre of the pitch, but I think it could be too little too late, if truth be told. Sarri into Manetta. A little bit quicker would be ideal. Franco into Giuseppe Salvo. Back to Manetta again. We've been pending a little bit on this right-hand side. Salvo looking long and over the top here. And Zuno trying to get there, but Cucchietti coming out and making a reasonably comfortable claim in the end. It was the right idea from Salvo, but again, lacking the accuracy. And now Hristov plays it out wide to Pace. Good interception from the youngster Fumagalli there. And Salvo again rushing his pass, trying to play it down the line. And Hristov easily intercepting. And now Stefe into Armini. Good delivery forward. Raul Asensio winning the header, and Ortici didn't even try and win that header. And now Asensio into Caterano, and there is the 3rd, and that is another defeat in an episode. And I'm getting a little bit sick of it, to be honest. I'm starting to think if I just don't record, we might do well this season. But Sarri, for the first time this season, has had a very poor game. And defensively, all of our defenders have had a poor game. Ragus has been shocking as well. And overall, we deserved to lose that. We went 1-0 up and then just gave up by the looks of it. And it is certainly not good enough. And this is the thing that I was saying in the previous episode. We're lacking consistency so much at the moment. We've got a 10-point gap to the likes of Serignola in that central part of the lower half of the table. So we're definitely going to be safe. There's no doubt about it. But the lack of consistency that we're showing in certain parts of games is a big concern. And when we get beat, we're not getting beat by the odd goal either. We're getting beat by a couple of goals. And it is a little bit worrying because in relation to goal difference, it's really not helping either. We're certainly stronger at home. But again, we really are starting to be a little bit more hit and miss rather than just keeping up the momentum and consistency. And it is proving to be a little annoying because, again, 5 games unbeaten and then we dropped to a defeat. And we had 4 games unbeaten, had 2 defeats. And previous to that, we had 6 games unbeaten and then 2 defeats. So it's making a big difference to the way the season looks, to be fair. In relation to the coming episode, let's have a look. In terms of the way things are in relation to the fixtures, we've already had Catania and Benevento in an episode. So I'll probably do a double away day against Serignola and Picerno. And then we'll have a bit of a blast through, I think, to be honest, and come through to the last couple of games of the season. But we'll see how things go. But that's what it's looking like at the moment. So until then, guys, thank you very much for your support. Please like, subscribe to the channel. It is all greatly appreciated. I will see you all next time. This is Big Will, signing away.